Aloha everybody. So for the first one, and the firm, if is invest like a large capital for the new technology, the earning per share will goes down because you buy more other like in stock, so you have less money. So that's the reason earning per share goes down. So you need to pay the dividends to the shareholder too. So the industry value of the firm will increase because the positive future percentage investor towards the firm, because the firm future cash flow will increase because of the changing technology, because new technology come out, there has more incomes going in, and because they have a positive percentage towards the firm, and the demand of the stock will goes higher, because the stock price goes up, because it's kind of like Apple. If this new products come out, people want to buy it. Whenever it's high technology. So it is better. Actual stock price. You're going to be equal. So because intrinsic value is a long-term, long run like a concept. But if a stock market price and the intrinsic value are equal, and the stock is equilibrium, there's no pressure, to change the stock price. So which is pretty good for equal up. Yeah. So for the question 2, so would the answer be share? Yeah, the wanted actual stock price and the entry value to be equal, and the standpoints of shareholders in general, and the CEO who is about exercising $1 million in position that is retired explain. So no, yeah, because manager's goal should be to make more money, and the maximize the firm value. Now it's the current price. The current price might be not true. They want the real money. So but the insurance money is a long run. You cannot just thinking about like short term price like that. But not necessarily for the current price at each point in the stock, because stockholder in general would expect the firm market price to be under the industry values, so realize this measure is doing its job. So which is, if its current price goes high, which means they thought that, you as a manager doing a really good job. The CEO they prefer this high job stuff, because it shows that you worked. Yeah. So for the question 3, the difference between accounting profit and net cash flow. Why do these two numbers the difference? Okay. So first of all, the net cash flow from the operation activities is carried as the sum of net income. Yeah. The adjustment for non-cash expenses and the change in working capitals. But the net income is basically for that the cost of sales, operation expensive, depreciation, amortizing, investing in a test, total revenue. So which means you get all this rest, and you get the net income. So the sales manages all the expenses, tests, all other inventory expenses, which come out as net income. Yeah. For the question 4, the free cash flow. So basically, free cash flow of the amount that is withdrawn from the firm without harming ability to operating the product's future cash flow. So it normally be as after a tax operating the income plus the depreciation, and also you need to deduct the capital expenses and the change in net work capital. Okay. It's very important than the net income, because it shows the exact account available to all investors. The value of a company's operation depend on the expecting the future cash flows. So managers make their companies more value by increasing free cash flow. So net income On the other hand, like they reflect accounting profit, but not like a cash flow, you know. So the investor also to like force to they more care about the cash flow than like accounting profit, you know, because and that's exactly how they really cared. For the fifth question, firms REO, so the return on the equity is, you know, basically, you know, assets multiplied by the equity multiplier, you know. So the equity multiplier is, you know, defined as like total assets divided by the common equity. So this is like a measure of like a debit, you know, and then the more debits a firm use, the lower its like equity. So which means the higher equity like multiplier. So because using more debt will increase the equity multiplier, resulting in a higher ROE. So basically, which means that you know you want to have more debt too, you know. So that's, you know, it got a really higher like return on the equity. Yeah. The last one, for the PM and the turnover ratio. Yeah. So the last one is different in the amount assets necessary to generate a dollar of sales cause like assets turnover ratio to, you know, amount industry. So basically this is for like still a company needs like a great number of dollar in like assets produce a dollar in like sales than does a grocery store chain, you know. So because the profit margin and the turnover ratio may vary due to the difference in the amount of expenses incurring to produce the sales. So, you know, there are some example. You know, one is really expect a grocery store chain to spend more per dollar of sales than does a steel company. So a higher like a turnover will be associated to a high profit margin, and the vice versa. So basically, it's like the turnover ratio is like sales divided by like, you know, like the inventory stuff, right? And which means like the more sales they can go is, you know, that's the profit margin definitely get higher, and that's the reason people want it. That's it. Bye bye.